So the question is, what's happened to the M4? Has BMW taken it? Did I sell it? Or is it still outside? And I don't know how to tell you this. Some of you are going to be so pissed, but unfortunately, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick update on the M4. So many people keep messaging asking if the car been repossessed, if I sold it, do I still have it? Please can we get an update? And before we got into it, boy, I just got to say, man, like the internet, wow, like thousands and thousands and thousands of comments. The video had like 500,000 views, and it went international. It was literally posted on so many different news outlets. It was in the paper in the UK. AOL, Yahoo, like it's just still getting posted now. So many other car media platforms are posting it, and yeah, I've just been getting rinsed. Ricky's taken the biggest, fattest L ever. Like crazy how people have responded, to be honest. I mean, like I was only being honest about my situation. I wasn't trying to point any blame to BMW. I also wasn't trying to get any sympathy. I was just documenting my situation. Like you guys know that I just keep it so real on the channel. If I knew that it would have had this outcome, I probably still would have made the video, to be fair. Internet's been giving it, people around me have been giving it. Luckily, I've built this resilience to social media. I've been doing it since January 2016. You know, like trolling and comments, it really can affect you. Like for those that are new to social media, you will get over it. Like as soon as somebody's negative on your platform, it really affects you. But for me, I'm so used to it that this situation really hasn't bothered me that bad. Like I've wasted a lot of time reading comments, but apart from that, I'm good. Like, I just want to say thank you to all the people that have been sending me messages. I've been getting emails, Instagram, Facebook messages. Sorry if I've not got back to you. You know, been giving me so much advice, but genuinely, I've been fine. Like, you know, a lot of people are like, don't let it get you down. Don't stop doing YouTube. I'm like, yo, like, nobody's died, I'm good, like, you know, it's all just content for me. Just to clarify, this isn't fake or staged. I've been reading a lot of conspiracy theories. This is 100% real. In fact, BMW are onto a few other social media figures. And you know what? I've been actually getting emails from other people that are in similar situations. So, you know, if you do have a finance car, be very, very careful if you're planning to modify it. Also, a lot of you have told me to do a GoFundMe page. Look, the idea of the video wasn't to ask for money. I wasn't trying to get any sympathy. I was just documenting my situation. Thank you so much. But yeah, that isn't the idea. So look, moving on, I did speak with BMW. I'm not going to go into super detail, but I did speak to a couple of friends. I also spoke to somebody with a finance company, and it turns out BMW are well within their right to terminate my agreement. So I phoned them up, spoke to a lady. She wasn't very helpful. She was just like, look, you've altered the vehicle. You've got to pay in full. I'm like, what do you mean I've got to pay in full? Like, so I'm like, can I speak to a manager? She's like, there's no point. The manager's going to tell you exactly the same thing. You can't alter the vehicle. I was like, look, man, this is what I do when I make videos and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, it don't matter. We didn't give you the car for this reason. And I goes, okay. Well, on the paperwork, it says there's a remedy, something I forgot to tell you guys. Just for the record, when the letter was sent, I had 2 weeks. When I made the video, it was a week, yeah? So she basically said, if you put the car back to stock, get a receipt to show you've had the work carried out, we'll lengthen the period so that, you know, your agreement isn't terminated. And yeah, you should be fine. So I was like, okay, cool. I said, look, I still want to speak to a manager. She goes, well, okay, you can request for a manager to call you back in 48 hours. So I ended the call, waited for the manager to call. In between that, I had somebody authorized to speak on my behalf, just to try and prolong everything, just to give me a bit more time to work everything out. Nothing really come back off that. So the manager calls and she basically says the same thing, that, you know, the modifications you've done to the car, they're too extreme, they're not reversible. And I goes, hang on, like the lady did say to me that I could put the car back to stock. She's like, no, I don't know who told you to put the car back to stock. This is irreversible. I've actually got a letter here that they sent. I'm not going to read it all, but as you are aware, we have been notified by numerous sources that our vehicle has had modifications made to it without our prior consent. Depending on the extensiveness of the alterations, sometimes we would allow the vehicle to be reverted back to its original state at the point of sale. As I advised, the damage caused by the modifications to our vehicle result in the warranty being invalid. The vehicle would have also sustained some damage to components such as the gearbox, as a BMW gearbox is not intended to have 700 brake horsepower put through it. The extra heat generated also causes issues with the vehicle and can result in cylinder head failures and axle issues. Due to the changes that have been made, we have reason to believe our vehicle and anyone driving it is now at immediate risk, and therefore will want to terminate the agreement with yourself. The default notice has now expired and we have the right to terminate the agreement. However, I have agreed to extend the termination. I will now allow until the close of business for you to provide legitimate confirmation that the settlement funds have been sourced and will be paid to us immediately. If we do not receive confirmation by this date, we will terminate the agreement and arrange repossession of the vehicle. The vehicle will then be sold at auction and any proceeds will be offset against the total amount you owe. Any outstanding liability will be due and we would actively pursue you for the amount outstanding. So the question is, what's happened to the M4? Has BMW taken it? Did I sell it? Or is it still outside? And I don't know how to tell you this. Some of you are going to be so pissed, but unfortunately, the car is still outside. Reason being, the car no longer has finance on it. It's not been refinanced. I managed to pull a couple of strings and I've made it happen. This car now belongs to me. It's not a rental or a lease. I'm going to continue to modify it. And you know what? I'm just happy to say this because so many of you were just praying that this car was going to get taken away from me. All I've got is a big middle finger for you haters. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to continue to mod the hell out of this car. And you know what? Originally, when I got the letter, I was going to sell the car. I was actually going to sell it. And I've got a few people that wanted this car off me. And because of the trolling and because of the comment section, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sell the car, I'm going to keep it. It's not happening, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it to the end of the year like my original plan was. I'm going to continue my journey. I'm not going to allow for all of you lot to get the one up on me. So to everybody that supports me and the channel, I hope you're happy with my decision of keeping it. It was so close, I really did nearly get rid of it. I'm not the guy to entertain haters, but I've genuinely probably kept the car just because of the hate, like just for the fact that people have mugged me off. A lot of you calling me stupid for not reading the terms and conditions and also not knowing I can't modify a finance car, well, leased or rented, what you guys would say. It's a very mixed message out there because I've had owners of finance companies messaging me for days now, like so many different people. Some are saying that it don't matter if it's PCP or hire purchase, you can't modify a car. But then some people are saying that if it's hire purchase, you can modify. There is no straight message. The message is that you need to read your terms and conditions. It's simple as you can't even be reliant on your salesperson because you could 100% be faced with a similar situation. Obviously, I'm on social media, so a lot of you will get away with it. But, you know, if you're posting pictures of your car, be very careful, man. I did quote in the previous video that I'm not a finance king. And what I meant by that is I've not financed many cars in the past. Like, if you go back to my car history video, 90% of those cars were cashed out, and that's including my Nissan GTR, that's my F80 M3, that's my E92 M3, and most of my hatchbacks. 10 years ago, I financed the Focus ST. I must have been about 20, 21 years old. Owned that car for 4 years on finance. That's why I kept it so long, because it was on finance. Completely hold my hands up. I didn't read the terms and conditions. It's no excuse. I should have known that it was PCP or it was hire purchase, that you can't modify it. And that's not a dig at people that finance cars. Look, the M4's on finance. 90% of the cars on the road are on finance. But my channel knows my journey. I've genuinely cashed up my cars to enable for me to, you know, continue this journey. I've got 250,000 following on all my socials, and you know, it now pays the bills, it puts food in my fridge. You know, that BMW cancelled my agreement, that video has paid me close to £1,000. This is what I do as a job, you know, the aim is to get as many views as possible. It's crazy, look how many views that video's got. It's like, what's the point of making car videos? Like, I may as well just, I don't even know, man. Another thing is there was no secret that the car was on finance, and there was no secret that I was modifying the car, you know. I wouldn't have even purchased this car if I couldn't modify it. Simple as, like, that is the God's honest truth. Even in the collection video, I'm sure I mentioned I was going to modify it. So many people at BMW watch me, like, do you know what I mean? As I say, I just thought I was going to lose my warranty. I was prepared to fix, you know, any engine faults or any transmission faults or any faults I had with the car, I would have paid for. I was in a dealership talking about the modifications I'm going to be doing to it. I was on the phone to AC Snitcher at one point. So personally, I think whoever's selling you the car, I think that they've got a duty to tell you that if your car's altered or there's any modification, they need to tell you this, because you could be faced with paying the full amount, do you know what I mean? Not even take the car back. What if I couldn't have cashed this car up? What would be the situation then? It would be a whole different scenario. That's why I think that this is good to bring awareness. If you are purchasing a car on finance, definitely you need to be reading your terms and conditions. Guys, I'm going to end the video there, let the trolling begin. Once again, thank you so much for those that have been supporting me throughout this situation, and obviously middle finger up to you know who. So guys, I look forward to making more content with the M4. As always, please hit the thumbs up, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Yeah, in the front row, kicking back old school tracks like damn. Can't get enough of this, more like I don't even know where I am. Ooh, baby, get hyped to the beat, let's go, cause this is our jam. This is our jam. Let's go. Let me break it down right quick for my haters, my dictators and bad raiders. Since you never seem to get it right no more, then right no more. Kick back your feet and watch your back from perpetrators. My game's strong in my Range Rover. I got the blackjack juice and my racks off the roof, and you see the SUV rolling up next to me, old enough to take you over Sesame. Remember, back when I was a kid, all I did